Mr. O'Hara, I'm Miss Bratton. Yeah, Chastity Bonner's mother. This is Chastity Bonner. That should not be here. But because you are failing at your job, this is where my baby is, her new resident. No communication, no condolences from you, Wayborn. Thank you, Commissioner Simmons, for communicating with my family and sending out your condolences. I have so much I have to say, meaning we'll be here every chance that we get because my heart aches. I don't sleep, but you do. I am very furious, and this is unacceptable. I have no intention on backing down or giving up because you make me move and fight harder without no response from you. The way that y'all informed me of my daughter's death, raggedy. Didn't appreciate it. It took 15 minutes for the person to tell me who they were and why they were calling. But then after I got to a point to where I almost got tired, the way that they told me the passing of my daughter, your daughter Chastity Bonner is dead. Who says that to a person? A person and people that don't care. Well, since you don't care, I'll make sure you see my face. You'll see Chastity's home. Because this right here, oh, and by the way, let me read this to you. My grandchildren are so devastated, they can't come to speak. This is for my granddaughter, LaBeverly. The death of my mother has caused me much pain. As a child, should always be able to go to their mother for support, comfort, advice. Cannot do so to her passing. It is pain I wouldn't wish on anyone. Becoming a mother and raising my daughters has been especially hard this past year after the passing of my mother. She didn't deserve to be treated any less because of mistakes, which y'all didn't hesitate to throw out there, her reason for being in jail.
Ma'am, thank you. Your time is up. All right, we have Ms. Cox now. Following Ms. Cox, we have Julie Griffin.
Tarrant County Public Information Director Laura Passman recently quoted that our lawyer is currently making baseless attacks on this office and is seeking an opportunity to profit off our families who are dealing with the loss. Wayborn told CBS that the jail is very clean and is calm and is now trying to make the residents believe that the culture of the jail is improving. I don't see how he can make that claim, and yet he hasn't been here to prove his stance. Instead of trying to spend more money on body cams, on video footage, then how about you already show the videotape that's already presented? Our lawyer that we hire is here to help us expose the deadly culture that you guys are supporting that's happening in the Tarrant County Jail. Ms. Passman, the definition of an opportunist is a person who exploits circumstances to gain immediate advantage rather than being guided by consistent principles or plans. This is how you use the definition. Ms. Passman, the Sheriff Wayborn are opportunists who are using made-up regulations to hide the video that shows the true culture of the county jail and how they treat mentally disabled patients. If what I'm saying is wrong, then show the tape to prove it. Don't go to CBS and try to go ahead and make that claim. Say it here where it counts. Prove it. Show that I'm wrong. Show that my anger
Ms.
and me
Johnson,
coming up here
please
to
lower your
prevent
voice.
what's going on is false and out of control.
Please lower your voice.
And Mr. O'Hare, with you and your experience, you need to start taking the advice and the expertise of what's going on with this county jail. You need to start doing that. Ms. Passman, say what you need to say here
Please
and now.
remove her. Please remove her.
I'm already weak.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good
I am
morning.
the sister of Chastity Bonner, who was an inmate in Tarrant County Jail. Chastity passed away 4 days before her 36th birthday. We have yet to receive any answers. We have gotten nothing. We received an email asking to withdraw the request that was made for a copy of the autopsy and toxicology report due to the ongoing investigation. The claim is the cause of death, which we were told it was the hardening of the arteries. So if that's being determined, why is the full autopsy report still not being released? Also, we have been told by the medical examiner's office that they need to hear from the sheriff's office to have the report released. We have contacted the sheriff's office several times, and we have not received a call back. Our question is, what is the holdup?
All right, is there Ms. Carr here? Following Ms. Carr, we have Jimmy Blackwell.
Good morning, good evening. My name is Aretha Carr. I'm here on behalf of Chastity. But not only Chastity, I lost a brother in Tyrant County. No one gave us answers. It's been some years. His name is Ari Stevenson. Nobody contacted us, nobody said nothing. So how many more deaths do we have to take? I lost my son 2 years ago. Not behind gang-related, not behind being behind bars. I lost him, he was in an accident. But how much more can we take of losing kids, especially as us mothers? We the one have to deal with this. We carry our kids for 9 months, we have our kids. Yeah, we got fathers that's in kids' life, but what about the mothers? When are our voice gonna be heard?
Following Mr. Black.
Good morning to all. I'm back. Work with me, I'm feeling a little under the weather today. Luke 9:62. Jesus answered, anyone who starts plying and keeps looking back isn't a thing to God's kingdom. How are we stewarding the time we're given? How are we making an impact? How are we stewarding our pain? Team, it's not easy. On January the 25th, 2022, Traylon Wormley was not arrested for aggravated robbery with a deadly weapon. He was taken from his home. I would like for you guys to get involved and help me. Ask to see the tape on January the 25th, 2022, when my door was kicked in and Traylon Wormley was taken. Guns taller than me coming through my door. When I, over 2 years, built a relationship with each entity under Tarrant County Probation, Tarrant County Hospital, the sheriff, everything. He was on a probation. Traylon had traumatic brain injury. And what I would also like you guys to do is look at case number 1654581. It's been hard. And as I sit out here, I planned to come and wrote down things, but as I sit and hear the voices from other families, take my advice. It's not easy. It's not easy. I received an email. Training passed on the 20th, had court for the 27th. For me to get an email and say that if I don't show up, a warrant would be issued, he's dead. And y'all kicked my door in and came and got him. Get with Vicky Holmes, please. I mean, I want everybody involved with this because it's nothing to hide. I have nothing to hide about Traylon Wormley because we fought. 6 months inside of a jail cell with 24 people. Look at this number. This was one of his jerseys. Help me, because I'm going to help you guys. I'm not going nowhere. Pray for me.
Okay. Ma'am, I'm going to ask you to stop making comments after each speaker, okay?
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, next we have Mr. Bills. Following Mr. Bills.
I'm here to talk about treatment of mentally incompetent people in the jail. It seems like what happens with a lot of inmates, they are found not competent and they have to sit for a competency hearing. But if they're in jail, they're not going to get competent, they're going to deteriorate. In fact, this was mentioned earlier by my mother, but Georgia Baldwin, who was taken in custody in April 2021, died on September 14th, 2021. Her death was severe dehydration and a high concentration of sodium in the blood, which is caused when you don't drink. She had a water fountain in her cell, and she still died of thirst. Now, that pretty much means that she's insane, and when someone is that bad off, putting them in jail, I mean, it's obvious they're, whatever threat they may be, you've got to find someplace other than a jail to put them. And this, you're going to be discussing her case apparently in the closed session, and she's going to cost, the county hundreds of thousands of dollars. At some point, you're going to have to realize that this is not the efficient way to do things. Whoever, with Anthony Johnson Jr., we've heard Janelle Johnson, how passionate she is and how the pain she has. She's going to get hundreds of thousands of dollars, but she doesn't want that. She wants Anthony back. It's, we've got to do something about this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So I'm here to talk about in-precinct voting on Election Day. Texas law mandates ballot secrecy. Federal law mandates an auditable paper trail. I think that the issue of ballot secrecy related to countywide voting is understood by the people in charge, the people who have the authority to do something about that. The people are still catching up. But the fact is that if you vote outside of your precinct, the county elections office is having to find your ballot, find your vote, tie it directly to your name, identify all of your ballot selections in order to tie it back to your precinct for precinct level reporting. So for that reason, we're asking for a return to voting by precinct on Election Day. We understand and yield to the fact that during early voting, the law does order that all available polling locations be accessible to all voters. So we're dropping our request for in-precinct voting on early voting. But we are asking for in-precinct voting by Election Day. This is still possible. We still have time. The poll books cannot be loaded with any data until, at the very least, the deadline for voter registration for this November. I've created a map here that shows how simple it is to assign precincts to a location. We have a 10,000 voter cap. So we can't go over 10,000 voters at each location. I've sent this link out to a few people locally. I'll make sure that all of you get it. There is one feature on here. If you hit this button right here, the number 0, if you hit this pulls up every single location that we don't need. This is 26 locations on election day that we could cut because using our existing locations, we can adequately serve all voters if we're assigning them a polling location that's close to their home. And I mean within 3 to 5 miles, very close. So we'll have 2 weeks of voting countywide. We're asking for the option of ballot secrecy. The only way to guarantee the voter the option of ballot secrecy is to have in-precinct voting on election day. If we don't have that, we have no guarantee of ballot secrecy because I have no guarantee that I won't be the only voter from my precinct to vote in a given location. I have to wait and see if my ballot will be up for grabs. And that is unconstitutional. We need to enforce both ballot secrecy and auditability. I've dropped off a packet of information here for you guys. You'll get it after the meeting. I came a little bit late. But this shows that Democrats are affected even more than Republicans. This is not a partisan issue. We want this, this remedy available for everybody. So we have in Dallas County, just on election day in the most recent primaries, in Dallas County, 13.4% of Democrat ballots are public. In the Republicans, 8.6%. And we go down to Tyrant, 10.56% of Democrats' ballots are public from this most recent primary. And redaction of the records does not alleviate the problem. It only prevents the public from confirming that there's a problem.
Thank you. Following Ms. Story, we have Octavia Reed.